Peter of Vader, welcome to 69 Faces of Rock. How are you doing today?
Pretty good, pretty much ready for the show.
Okay, you have been playing shows on this tour. How are things going?
Pretty good. Actually, we came back from Canada. It was pretty cool over there, but we started in southern Arizona. So we started in the warm, we're going to finish in the warm, so it's a pretty good tour, by the way. So absolutely can't complain.
It's a 40th anniversary of Vader. How are you celebrating it?
It's not this tour. It's not yet the 40 years anniversary. Even if some clubs like display this as a tour, we will come back next year with this. But now we continuing something which is a part of Vader history. Mm-hmm. We call this like Revelations of the Wicked because. We focus on the first album, the album Incantation and Revelations, which was pretty much underrated album in our career. And there's still like many songs we did not play for a long time or never played before. So definitely it's worthy to continue this, not just to forget about it. This tour was supposed to happen 2 years ago, but because of lockdown and because of pandemic, has to postpone it. So this is actually the tour we're supposed to play. And the next one, which will be like much sooner, that will be actually more focused on the historical way of Vader with the strong points in our career, 40 years career.
The best is yet to come.
The best is yet to come, yeah, exactly.
Okay. We will still talk about the history because technically we are in that time span. So you are the only consistent member of Vader. What kept you going during those 40 years?
Metal.
That's pretty
no,
simple.
really, and I started to listen to this music and then to play this music just to do more than just listen. But I'm still a fan, and when we started, it was just more like a hobby, more like expressing ourselves in the clubs. Because of course, when we started in the 80s, Poland was a different country, and forgot about a professional scene actually. Metal scene, underground scene, that was us among some other friends who built it in Poland for years. And but we just, especially me and Vader, we just survived. Like, I just really love the music, and no problem can stop me. And you know, of course,
and there were a lot of problems.
A lot of problems, especially in the first 10 years. But somewhere around Black to the Blind, somewhere around 98, I think. So that was a time when I had to decide what am I going to do in my life. And then we turn into a professional band, which means we can focus 100% on the music and the touring, recording, and also kind of risk. There's nothing like death metal prayer, definitely not player, in the whole world. But actually we're musicians, we're a band, we're a death metal band, with death metal players, and this is our profession. So that's, as we see around, after all those 40 years, we can play for the next generation of metalheads, and I'm just glad that this music still is necessary. There's still many people who needs this, who enjoy this, and especially when I see young people like wearing denim jackets with patches, long hair, banging ass, you know, this is just like hope. And this means that this is not just a music of a one generation, something which was happened in the time. This is just like rock and roll. This is something continued. And so we with this band will continue, you know, the way of the heavy music.
Us will be like the first death metal grandpas.
I sometimes feel like that, but yeah. I'm not thinking
like in years to come, because that's the lifespan.
Just when I see the young people and young bands playing, like maybe, but you know, I never had the time to get old, you know, so I don't feel that.
Well, the music keeps you young. That's the beauty of it.
As far as if I do not see the mirror, let's feel okay.
Who needs that? So, are you now able to live off your music completely?
Come again?
Are you able to live from?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah.
Since we became professional bands, so we're not rich guys, but this is enough to live like a man, you know, just to survive, to develop as a band, you know. And you know, the good thing is just lately, like all things for Vader is getting better and better. So it's easier just to not to survive. We're not survivors. We're just like players, and it's just because like we're real guys, and we're not afraid to play in a stadium or in a small club. So there's still much to do, and there's still many places around the world waiting for Vader. So we still got something to do.
What are some things that you are proud of?
Our fans, and that's actually what I just said, that we're still able to play tours and we still have next generation of Vader fans, because after 40 years being like we're old band, and it's not common to enjoy not just our generation, also to younger generations already. So that's, I think I'm really proud of that, and that's more than I ever expected.
What would you say was the hardest thing to overcome?
The first years, passion plus enough power to break the problems. You mentioned we had many problems, of course, that's absolutely true, but the problems still exist, just different. And but I'm a happy guy, because I always got the pleasure to work, to play with good guys, with very passionate people, with good musicians, good friends. So as far as I continue this, as far as Vader just can play and still bring the good music, I believe. And people, fans, so this is everything that makes work together and make this happen. Everything called Vader.
There were a lot of people who played in Vader over the years. Who are some key members that left their mark on the band?
Definitely Doc, because Doc was our second drummer, actually, second drummer from those who were like mentioned in the biographies. Because Yahoo, the first one, and that's the one who played the first shows in Olsztyn, our hometown, and the Metal Mania Festival. And but after Doc joined the band, actually everything started to be like Vader today. So we started to play more extreme. We started to play in English, which was very important in those years, just to be known not just in Poland, but outside of Poland. And that was different times, And also we recorded the first real demo tape with him, and the first album with him. And everything was pretty good until, of course, like the rock and roll was too much rock and roll, drugs, and probably everybody knows the story. But with no Doc, with this intelligent, talented, and absolutely powerful engine in band, I don't think we could be able to just to gain that position, today. Later it was everything easy. So later the scene was strong, and every drummer, every musician we used to play with, we made the band with. So it was just strong enough, and Vader has strong enough name already, so it was much easier just to get through. But Doc and that was really beginning, that was the hardest time, and with no him, that would be probably not possible. So this is definitely the most important. And he's adored by the generation of drummers today. So like so many drummers playing in a very known band, they mention him as a very huge inspiration, good friend, so that's means everything as well.
Having met him, he was a very charismatic person.
Pretty much.
Yes.
He was a shy guy, but very talented, very good drummer. That's true.
How was your life affected by being in this band for so long?
It is my life. It is my life, and another time. I'm happy that I met a perfect partner, my wife Marta, and because like without her support, I don't think I would be able to do everything to get through all these problems in the middle 90s. Like that was like hard times, and but with her having two young kids, starting recording the second album, we still were able to do it. That means everything. That means that if you really love what you do, if you got good partners supporting you, you can do a lot in your life. So friendship, partnership, understanding, teamwork, that's always the most important thing in the world.
Are you still as excited as you were back in 1983?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
What drives it?
Just the shame is I can't act on stage like I did, just because like my body cannot, yeah, like, just like my back, you know, and there's not much hair, but in my heart and soul I still feel sometimes even more, because like now I'm just more calmed down and I can control everything. The situation is just like I don't need anything. I don't need to do anything. I'm just enjoying what I do, and I'm happy to see people enjoying it, and that's perfect combination of acting.
Also, I know that you're a big heavy metal fan. I mean, you go out to see shows, you collect records, you collect autographs. Tell me about some of your favorite bands.
I think I should mention still those who infected me, and in the very beginning. I'm still huge Black Sabbath fan, absolutely crazy Judas Priest fan. I'm absolutely crazy Slayer fan. I'm crying because like it's really hard to remember the beginning of the band, who just totally changed my mind and view of extreme music, extreme metal music, and then to see how they leave, you know, and retire, you know, that's really sad. But I sometimes just in the back I still believe that this is not like a final chapter, and they will play again. They will play because like the world would demand it, and you know they love fans, and even if maybe there's something in life maybe changed them, but music, you know, music is stronger sometimes. I believe in that. I believe in that. And of course, also the new generations of the metal fan that gave me like huge kick to play even harder, like Morbid Angel, like Dayside, like Napalm Death, Poltrower. Also, you know, like some new generations band, but you know, I stopped to follow that much I did in the past because I don't have that much time. Mm-hmm. I was like fans of being a fan, and when music was just a little part of my life, I had much more time just to spend when listening music. Now it's more background than real. I just don't have that much time to focus. However, if I have a time, I have a huge collection of vinyl in my house. I got the room to listen to, and just if I still have that good beer or good drink, vinyl, and just get in calm, just listen and enjoy the music. You still got a fun and goose skin, like when there's still something I love from the past or something I enjoying from the new stuff. You know? So I am fun. Yes.
Outstanding. Did you ever consider retirement at all? Is that something on the horizon?
Sure I am. Nah, not yet. Not yet. That. Time has not yet come. So, and I think we still got so much things, so much Vader stuff never really shown to the crypto fans. The new generation of fans, they do not know about Vader that much like the old, but we still want to just enjoy everybody, those who follow us since the very beginning and those who join us lately, and still thinking about the new stuff. But as I said, Vader is just enough old just to mix the old and new together and to make a pretty great combination of music, metal music, extreme metal music for all fans visiting us in shows. And this is something I keep in my mind, and this is something I follow, and I will follow as long as my body will allow.
Despite the 40 years, the band is not done, as you were saying. So what are you planning next, recording-wise, music-wise? Probably, but as far as we have the 40 years anniversary, and we got like Black to the Blind album re-edition coming up soon as well. So the next album is gonna be like near future, I think, rather 2025. That's real time, I think, to release something fresh from the new. You know, pandemia grounded us pretty much for 2 years, so the last album, Solitude Madness, is still pretty fresh and still needs to give a little bit more attention and a little bit more music for the crowd, because actually we do not play that much for the album now, and definitely we want to try to give more maybe in the next trip to US and next trip in Europe. As I said, now we focus some different setup, different set list, but as I said, we'd like to mix the new stuff with the older Vader, the classic Vader stuff, just to give just a little bit of history, you know, of everything. Sounds good. Thank you. Thank you. Dziękuję bardzo. Not bad for two Polish guys who pretend they speak English, right? Awesome. Zajebiście.